Okay, we're going to do 6 problems on comparing functions. So let's start with number 1. What is the difference in the y-intercepts? All right, guys, you got to be careful on this. You got to be careful. Let's look at the f of x. That is in vertex form. So put you a little note. That one's in vertex form because how many sets of parentheses does it have? One. It has one set of parentheses. Okay, that's your vertex form. It gives me my vertex. I take the opposite of 5, which is -5, and I keep -36 the same. Okay, it gives me my vertex. Okay, that one's in vertex form. Remember, if I write it, you should write it. The next one, g of x, is that in vertex form? No. That's what they call standard form. They call this one standard form. And on this one, it doesn't give you the vertex. It gives you the y-intercept. Okay? Your y-intercept is what? -21. Okay? All right. So the question says, what is the difference in the y-intercepts? Well, I know this one. The y-intercept is -21. -36 is not the y-intercept. -36 is part of the vertex. How can I get the y-intercept of this? How can I get the y-intercept? The easiest way possible. Graph it, okay? So graph it in your calculator or in Desmos. So if I go to Desmos,
so just grab -5,
no. You gotta type in the function, parentheses. All right, I'm gonna type in parentheses. Actually, I need to delete this. Parentheses, x plus 5, parentheses, squared, -36. Okay? All right, so you type it in Desmos on the computer, and then you can click. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Where's it crossing the y-axis at? -11, okay? So I have -11. That goes with the f of x. -11. What did I say the y-intercept was for this one? -21. What does the word difference mean to do? Subtract, okay? It means to subtract them. I prefer just your regular calculator for something like that. -11 minus -21. And what do you get? 10. Okay. All right, so the answer to number 1 is 10. Okay, answer to number 1 is 10. Number 2, which function when graphed would have the same zeros as the function below? Can I have one person tell me another word for zeros? All right, x-intercepts. Somebody else, raise your hand. Raise your hand for another one.
I already said one.
Roots. Roots and solutions, good. All right, so all those words mean the same thing. So when it says would have the same zeros in your head, you need to think x-intercepts.
Santiago.
She's on field trip.
Field trip.
All right. Okay. Guys, you have a couple strategies you could use. You could take every answer choice and do what with it? Put it in the calculator or Desmos and graph it. You could also know couple things though to point out. Where is this one have an x-intercept?
-5, maybe?
Close.
-6.
-6. Okay, let's go ahead and mark that. -6. -6. Remember, if it's in parentheses, you do the opposite. So this one, -6 would become +6. You can mark that one out. You don't even need to test it. Same thing for B, right? -6 would become +6. So it's either going to be A or C, okay? So that helps you to put less stuff in your calculator, okay? let's go ahead and type in A. You can do the calculator or Desmos. Type in A, x, parentheses, x plus 6. And guys, if you hit the house over here on Desmos, if you hit the house, then it puts it back to the standard screen.
Go ahead and press the square button.
Okay, where's this one? Does it match the graph?
No.
No. Okay, A doesn't match the graph. And let me just type in C to show you. X plus 6 squared. Does that one match the graph? Yes. Okay. And I know that a lot of you prefer that method. That's fine. I do want to show a few people who like to know how to do it by hand. For this one, if you set each part equal to 0, so x equals 0, x plus 6 equals 0, you get two solutions. You get that one, and you get x equals -6, like we saw in the calculator. It crossed at 0 and -6. For this one, it would be x plus 6, and you set them both equal to 0, and we'll do more of this next week. You get -6 for both of them. It only crosses at -6. That's how you do it by hand. Okay? All right. Number 3, Maria compared the maximum value of the function f of x equals -x squared plus 4x minus 1 to the maximum value of the quadratic function that fits the value shown in the table below. What is the value of the smaller maximum? Okay. All right, guys. How many functions do we have total?
5. 8. Oh no, it's 4.
How about this? Let me ask the question a different way. How many things are we going to be comparing? We're going to be comparing 2 things. Box this one in for me. We're going to be comparing this one in the box. We're going to be comparing that one in the box to the one in the... What are we going to be comparing this to? The one in the table, okay? When you see a table like this, what do you need to do with it? Put it in...
The X and Y thing.
What's it called? What's the button?
Stat.
Stat. Okay, let's do that now, everybody. So pick up your other calculator. Clear it out. And in my L1 are my x values, -5, -4, -3, -2. Somebody call out the other ones for me.
-40.
Positive 4?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Type them in. All right. After you get them typed in, what are we going to hit next?
Stat.
We're going to hit stat again. Over to calc.
5.
5.
Enter.
Good. Enter. Okay, so the way I write that, you need to write it on your paper right now, everybody. Y equals -3. What goes next to that?
X squared.
X squared.
-6x.
-6. Put an X next to that one.
Plus 4.
+4. Okay? All right, so that one represents what's in the... Yep, good. It's in your table. Okay? All right. Let's use Desmos again and type both of them in because they'll give us 2 different colors, which is nice.
Both of what?
All right, the one in the box,
Oh, in.
-x squared plus 4x minus 1. And this way you can practice adding another one in, because we haven't done that yet, I don't think. Some people have, but not everybody. So we'll walk around and help you. So you should have 2 in. That way I'll show you 2 different colors.
I didn't do that.
All right. Do you see how the computer computer's nice because it gives you two different colors, and the calculator wouldn't. So that is nice about Desmos as well. All right, let's read the question. What's the question asking? The smaller maximum. So if I already know just by looking at it which one's smaller, the green or the purple? The green. So you click it. Click your maximum on that one. And it wants the Y value. It wants the Y value. So my answer for number 3 would be C. Okay? Number 3 would be C. That's your maximum. It's at 3.
His value's a Y.
Whenever, let me go ahead and go back to my paper so I can show you. Whenever they ask for the maximum and they don't give you an ordered pair list, if they just give you one value, it's always going to be the Y. Same thing if they say minimum. If they only pick one of the numbers, it's going to be that one. Okay? All right, number 4, compare the two quadratic functions below. So how many functions do I have on this one? 2. Maybe it'd be helpful to draw a squiggly line down the middle. This one on the left, what are they calling it? F of x. All right, what about on the right? G of x. So that's how they're doing it, okay? All right, how can I get a y equals for this one? Put it in your stat. What about this one? All right, let's go. Let's get to work. Let's put it in our stat.
Wait, so you don't put the x in?
Nope. You put the x numbers in. Good. All right. So stat over to calc down to number 5. And I'm going to write that on my paper. You got to write it down, guys. Y equals, how do I write that?
X squared.
X squared.
Minus 1x.
Oh. Do you have something different than me?
Yeah, I got it.
So right now we're just typing in that.
Oh.
That's why I was saying the squiggly line.
So why they gotta have extra stuff on there?
Because we gotta do it twice. We gotta do that, and then we gotta do that. Okay. Do y'all have this?
Yes.
Negative 6x plus 4. Okay. All right, guys, stick with me. I know it's not fun, but we got to do it. Let's go back to stat. And this time we're going to type in the other side because it's a separate function. All right, so now we're typing in the other side. All right, down to number 5. All right, and I guess, and I saw somebody doing this on their paper, so good job to the student who did this. Instead of writing y, I'll write g for this one. That's what it's calling this one, g of x. So negative x squared. What else do I write? Minus 10x? Minus 24. And it probably would have been better over here as well to put f of x. Okay, one they're calling F and one is calling G. Okay. All right. Once again, what's the best way to compare these two? Put them in the Desmos. Put them in the Desmos and have a nice, pretty picture that's color-coded. Everything done for you. All you got to do is a little bit of typing, which y'all should be good at because you send 100 text messages per period.
Yeah, I think you seen Abraham as well.
I like to be on. I be checking the phone. I have been on my phone today.
I really didn't check her phone.
Hey.
You said that.
Let's go. Type them in. Type them in. And you got to be careful. You might even want to make some notes on your paper. Like for me, I typed in F first. And what color are they making that one?
Green.
Green. So on my paper, I could even make myself a little note that this one is green and the other one is blue for me, purple, something. Okay? So you could even make a note on your paper. All right. Answer choice A says both functions have a maximum. Do they both have a maximum? No. No, one has a max and one has a min because they open differently. So it's not A. We can mark out A. B says g of x, which that was the purple one on mine, has a larger y-intercept.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Yeah, because it's above the
Think about the y-intercept is where it crosses the
Yes, negative.
y. This one's crossing at 4. This one's going to cross at a negative. Remember, this is the g. That's the g. So it does not have the larger. C says f of x. That was my green one. It has zeros at -6 and -4. Is that correct? Does the green one cross there? No. It's the purple one, which is D. Okay? The purple one has zeros at -6.
What's the equation you have?
No.
I forget if it says negative.
Yeah, you didn't type in, like, you don't have these two equations in there.
Yeah, I have it. I'll put 25.
You put 25. But it's still. I don't know, I have to look at it. All right, flip it over. Flip it over. Number 5, which function has the greater maximum? If I look right here, this one has a max at where?
-1.
Yes, so -2, -1 is how you would write the point, and they're just going to refer to the y value, so -1. That's where its maximum is at. You have a couple different choices. You can type this in stat and then put it in the computer and look at your pretty picture. That strategy is great. Okay, the strategy is great. You could also look in the table and see, does it ever get above -1 in the table?
Yes.
Yes, what does it get to?
One.
It gets to +1. Is that bigger than -1?
Yes.
So which function has the greater maximum, G or F?
F.
F, okay? F has the greater maximum. Its maximum is at 1, okay? All right, number 6, last one. What is the sum of their y-intercepts? Is this one in a format that I can see the y-intercept?
No.
Yes.
It is. That one's in the format you can see the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept for that one? 3. If it has no parentheses in it, okay, so my y-intercept is 3. Okay. On the graph, where's the y-intercept?
6.
6, okay, where it crosses the y. That's the y-intercept for that one. And what's the question asking on this one? The sum. What does sum mean to do? Add. So 3 plus 6. 3 plus 6.